Hello, everyone. This is Boothy's Bites. I'm kind of coining the phrase, but we've got Dom Nesci from Wealthi on. How are you going, Dom, today? All
Good,
right?
mate. So am I taking a bite out of Boothy today?
Well, you can. It's a little bite. Don't take too many bites. There's not much left of me.
And it's all for Kelly.
Beautiful, beautiful. Well, yeah, okay. Well, that's a different conversation to today. Now, I just noticed someone stolen your bird. I don't know. Is your mum behind and doing a few things? Is she going to be a guest presenter today?
No, she's actually hidden the bird inside the pantry now. So I might hear muffled noise of her squeezing its neck.
Whoa, no bird violence on this show, not on Boothy's Bites. Anyway, we'll cut to the chase. So, look, I mean, you and I have been talking a little bit just of late about, the property market and some of the things that are happening. But, you're a man on the ground and I really respect your opinion. So, Wealthy are doing a lot of things right now. Can you walk us through some of the conversations and the areas that you're looking at from a Wealthy perspective, Dom?
Yes. If you want me to share my screen, make me the host and I can show you a whole bunch of stuff because there's a whole heap of things that we could go through.
Beautiful.
Before jumping on here, I was actually just about to shoot like a market synopsis, which I do very regularly. And I like to talk about the data that we're seeing that comes from reputable sources. So what I'll do is share my screen and show you a few key things. Let's see what browsers I got open. Okay, these are all safe. Okay, so let's start with a few key things. Now, what I wanted to point to here really is how the market is performing. And one of the key places you can go to is the Australian Bureau of Statistics. These guys report on everything. They report on inflation. They report on the types of loans that get written all the time. So this is pretty interesting. Now, what I noticed here is that Australia is performing exceptionally well. Over this last quarter, it rose by 6.7%. And over the last 12 months, 16.8%. So, I'd like to say that we're geniuses for the investments that we got our clients to buy 12 months ago. But if you had bought a piece of real estate, largely you would have made, nearly 17% on that investment. So let's put that into context. If you bought a $500,000 investment times 1.168, you would have made $84,000. And what the reason why I point that out is, all you get for sitting on the fence is splinters. And I really feel that the market is going to continue to perform. And I wouldn't be surprised if we do see double-digit growth over the next 12 months. So if you're going to take one thing out of this video, it's that you should go buy some real estate if you can afford it and do it safely. Now, these are the different.
Just jumping in there quickly. I think importantly, look at anyone who wants to better understand the value of their property today. Just reach out to us, and we can get an up-to-date sort of appraisal of your property and see what equity is truly available in your property from a conservative sort of RP data or CoreLogic or even an online bank valuation as well. Yeah.
That's a great point, because what we saw last month is that there's 100% more investors in the market compared to last. And that is a lot of people taking equity out of their property. So what you're pointing out there, if you've got a property and you've got some equity, now's the time to go pull it out, refinance your loan, get a sharp rate, and go buy another investment. So I'll move on from that. This is another interesting piece of data that I like paying attention to. And it's about the movement of bodies, where people are going to. And one thing that stands out is Australia's population basically didn't change. Largely, Australia is dependent upon migration, and we've missed out on about 200,000 people per annum. Here we are. So normally we get between 200 to 300,000 people per annum, and these people typically land in Sydney, Melbourne, and then sort of Brisbane after that. But what we've seen is, because there's been no migration, is some really interesting statistics. One, New South Wales grew. That's pretty normal. Victoria had a huge loss of people. 42,000, nearly 43,000 people escaped Victoria because they were most heavily impacted by COVID. Everyone just wanted to run out of the state, or what we can see here, actually went back home. So from overseas, they went back home. But one interesting statistic is that Queensland actually received 44,000 people. Now, we
Wow.
believe that the vast majority of these people are chasing, the sun and better price property and a better quality of life. And this statistic here, I think, can be one of the main reasons why we're seeing huge numbers or huge changes in the Brisbane market. So now what I'm going to chat to you about here is CoreLogic is one of the most reputable sources of data that you can find for property. And what they say here is, one, the annual number of dwelling sales is at record highs. Now, the annual number of record sales is the amount of transactions, the amount of property that's changing hands.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a number of properties changing hands in Brisbane. So in Queensland in particular, where you've seen that a 10-year average, it's 50% higher than the 10-year average. And that's being reflected in the property prices. There's a lot of demand in Brisbane at the moment. So for you people that are looking to buy property in Brisbane, you've noticed that it's very difficult to get your hands on stock. So if you are looking to buy real estate in Brisbane, you need to act very, very quickly. Whereas you can have a look at some other markets, they're moving much, much slower. And to me, they look like opportunities.
Yeah, definitely. Well, that's a lot of interesting numbers, and you can pretty much get this information. So Australian Bureau of Statistics, we've got CoreLogic there, which I know there's a lot of free research there as well. Yeah, that's fascinating. Yeah, thanks again, mate. And I love the bird tweeting in the background. This is live TV, as it were, so it's as good as it gets. My dog needs to go for a walk now, so I'm going to jump. But yeah, look, PM me if you want to have a catch up with Dom. Have a great day.